Hey, what's up guys, Khraze here, back again with some more No Man's Sky updates. And in case you were not aware, we had an Xbox Live event yesterday in which Sean Murray himself made an appearance and talked a little bit more about the next update for No Man's Sky. We also have a official launch date, which is July 24th, 2018. This is something that I was really looking forward to because the hype train is in full motion. 2 months seems like such a short amount of time, yet seems so far away. Still, there were a few key points throughout the interview which I really want to go over. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so one of the first main points that Sean talked about was the feature of full multiplayer experience with your friends in the next update. So essentially, Hello Games has recognized the potential of multiplayer, the fact that its community is the driving force of this game and that they really need better tools to interact with each other. This is something that we already had semi-confirmed from the leaked box cover art that we saw a few days ago. It was also mentioned by Hello Games and Sean in the past when Atlas Rise is released. Having a official confirmation on this is amazing. It means that we're finally going to be able to form the communities that we wanted to. The Galactic Hub is just one evidence of that. There are many more communities out there in different galaxies and whatnot. Now, Sean himself went into a little bit more detail regarding this and we're going to go over that as well. So, what does the next update entail? Well, according to the interview, we'll be able to explore the universe with small group of friends or bump into random travelers. Bumping into random travelers can happen in today's version of the game, but the fact that we can now form small groups basically hints towards co-op. The next paragraph kinda points out towards that. So now, not only are you able to meet people in outer space randomly or with means outside of the game itself, but now you're able to form parties with that person or with those players. It kind of begs the question, does this game evolve into an MMORPG? Does it go to that route, or is it some form of hybrid? I don't think I have ever seen a game like this before, like starting as a single player and slowly getting improved upon to the point that it evolves into something rather different than what it was. So what does it mean if you form parties? Well, you can help friends to stay alive, as they quote, or prey on others to survive. And this is a quote that really raises eyebrows, and there's already quite a hefty amount of concerns, especially on the forums. Essentially, this means that the next update will also include PvP, which is something that I have never honestly expected of this game. I knew they were going to improve vastly upon the multiplayer experience, but I never knew they would dare go into that other side, the dark side, as many people call it, because PvP opens doors to griefers, which in theory could be a bad thing, but given the way this game works and how its community is set, it might not be such a big problem. And hear me out on this. First of all, there are a few ways PvP can be approached in this game, and I think there is going to be a simple solution implemented, very similar to how you can make your base be visible to other players today. So for example, if you build a base, you have an option to either make it visible to other players or not. And I'm thinking that the next logical step for PvP would be something similar to this, being able to flag yourself either on or off for PvP, which would make sense. It's something that a lot of other multiplayer games have had for a very long time, especially MMORPGs. So if Hello Games implements an option for these people as well, I think they will be able to appease the entire community as a whole and give options to whoever wants to PvP, they can flag themselves and do that. To whoever wants to have a single player experience or simply have player versus environment, then they could also have all of that, but still preying on the weak. That sounds really fun. It's gonna be a realm for griefers. But I think this can spur into something even more interesting. Now, we already know that the No Man's Sky community, the core community, is very involved with this. We already formed hubs, civilizations, groups and whatnot, and I'm thinking, will this mean that some players will adopt a pirate style sort of gameplay? And does this mean that somebody else will create a police, like a galactic police that actively helps the fresh players to survive, or the weak in general to survive. Like, this could be such an amazing concept, even though it could be really hard to implement and we don't really have those tools in the game. I think the community itself could play around this and potentially bring up some really nice roleplay over there, but this is probably something for those who are really involved. It was also mentioned that now we are able to build complex colonies with our team, and it's essentially shared with all players. So the current limitation of having only one base per system is, you know, pretty annoying. Hello Games recognized the importance of building. They have recognized that with the introduction of the Foundation update. So improving upon that and making the experience even better is exactly what this game needed. Now, the point that brings my attention the most is the word colonies. What does colonies mean in the context of No Man's Sky? Because we know that there are a few challenges that need to be surpassed in order to talk about something as vast as colonies, because we're not talking about individual bases anymore, we're talking about huge areas filled with buildings essentially. So in the context of No Man's Sky, there are a few things that Hello Games really needs to overcome in order to truly talk about colonies. First of all, it's the performance. Currently, the performance isn't really the best. The game itself can run really poorly. Even if you have a beast of a PC, it can run really bad. The more the game has to render, the harder and more difficult it will be on your hardware. So all in all, I really doubt that we're going to see something significantly bigger than what we currently have, but I am more than glad to be wrong on this one. If the next update does indeed properly implement the ability to build colonies, especially complex colonies for that matter, this will be a game changer. Like, I can already see big communities like the Galactic Hub going into extensive lengths of terraforming, or I don't know, bringing civilizations to entire solar systems. Like, the Galactic Hub is going to be an amazing place if complex colonies is indeed a thing in next. As for the rest of the aspects of the multiplayer component, we'll be able to fight as a pirate or a wingman in epic space battle with friends and enemies. What this means is that now you will be able to help your friends. Maybe you have a friend that just started playing No Man's Sky, travel to him and help him out, gathering resources, fighting his way through space, maybe protecting him from other enemies, from space looters. Who knows? Who knows what it can entail? Like, there's so many possibilities with this multiplayer right here that I don't even know what to think. Like, we already have entire communities all scattered throughout the universe, and not just in one galaxy, in multiple galaxies. So I'm already thinking, will there be a possibility for people to group up, or communities to group up and form alliances between each other, and even better, declare war on each other? How would a space battle, a full on-scale space battle look in the next update? Is the update going to be that in-depth? But from what I'm reading, I think this is a major possibility. There's heavy hinting towards that. It would make sense. Like, I can already imagine the Galactic Hub going in full nuclear war. Raising exocraft is also a point that was talked about, even though Sean didn't go into too much detail. Well, we can already do races, even though you don't see other player characters model, and neither their exocraft models. I don't think this will be that much improved upon, maybe a little bit of tweaking here and there, but I won't go into too much and saying that we'll also have customization, which honestly is something that I wanted from the very beginning. Like, you know that I am a sucker for ship customization. And if Hello Games introduces that in the next update, that is amazing for ships, for exocrafts, for everything. But I don't think that will be a main point. I think they will still focus on the multiplayer experience. So yeah, all in all, the interview was pretty short. Sean talked a little bit more about how they would rather prefer to build games rather than talk about them. And it seems that that pretty much worked well for them. Pretty much turned this game 180 degrees compared to how it was on launch date. So if you guys think I missed something, go ahead and post that in the comment section below. If you have different opinions than I do, then go ahead and also comment that in the comment section. I'm gonna try to read as much as possible. Again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.